everyone, welcome to my channel, and let's begin with our DIY number one. This is a box of three boxes of paper-mache from Hobby Lobby. These little rabbit ears from Hobby Lobby. I've got this ribbon from Craft Outlet and a bunch of florals and floral foam that I've used before that I'm going to repurpose for this DIY. So I'm going to use the middle box, and I'll just put the other two aside. And now for this little ribbon, I didn't like it. It's a little too small for my liking. So I'm just taking this burlap ribbon and making two loops, pinching the top loop down to the middle to make the two loops, and then I'm going to pinch it right in the center and get some of this floral wire, and then I'm going to use that to tie the ribbon together. Now I just got to make sure that I'm right in the middle, that my loops are the same. Give it a few good twists. I'll go back and cut that off, and then I like to just cut these at an angle, and looks pretty cute to me. So I'm actually just going to take some of that floral wire and just wrap it around the back, and I'm going to cut off the price tag. But I will just trim down some of that floral wire and bend it so no one gets stuck. And I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue on there to keep it in place. So I'm going to just set that aside, and I was trying to find something to kind of help make it sit up a little bit, the bow sit up so it could touch the little wire piece. Now I'm just taking some of this Waverly white chalk paint, and I'm painting the insides. If you do this, you probably don't have to paint down the inside as much as I did. I painted the outside, and I painted the sides and the top of the lid. Then I just hot glued it in there, and I separated all my florals and greenery, and I'm just kind of arranging them how I like them. And I don't hot glue them in. If you want to hot glue it in, that's absolutely up to you. And I just find all these florals just a really beautiful spring. I just love it. So the wire was too big or too thick, so I didn't have anything that would cut it. So I just actually go and bend it in half and stick it into the foam. Now I did have those little words from Hobby Lobby on the side because I was going to use them. I was going to paint them a different color and attach it to the box. But by the time I got done with all the florals and everything, then there wasn't enough room. You couldn't see it. On to DIY number 2. This is a really quick and easy. This little He Is Risen sign and from Hobby Lobby, and I got these little flowers from Hobby Lobby as well. And what I'm going to do is just actually just take and hot glue all the flowers at the very bottom of this. I left it the natural wood color because I thought it was beautiful by itself, and it was a good contrast to the white flowers. But I do want to take a moment and tell everybody thank you, and I appreciate you stopping by. If you like what you see, and if you don't mind, just subscribe to my channel. That helps me grow. And give me a like if you like it, and also leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. What's your favorite project? Or I like to see what everybody else would have done different in the different projects. I really find that interesting, and it gives ideas to myself and to others. So I really appreciate that when people do that. So I just actually take and I mean, you could really stop there, like just at the ends, but my intent was to hot glue the flowers all over the front. I didn't do the back. You can if you want, but I didn't want to. So, again, do it absolutely whatever you would like to do with this being yours. And I glued the flowers on the lip of the little stand because even though I was cutting some of that back end of the flower off, I try not to cut too much of it off, because I've had in the past where if I cut too much of it off, it would just come apart. And so then I add one little flower to the side, and I think it makes it adds a better look to it. Sorry. And so here's number 3. These are all the things I have. This was $2.25 from Hobby Lobby, and I could not believe it. So I've got all these beautiful flowers from the Dollar Tree, and the beautiful ribbon. These magnolias were so pretty. And then I didn't use those little ones. They look like baby breasts, but they weren't. And this was from Hobby Lobby, along with the little colorful pit berries. And y'all, I could not. There was several other the galvanized floral things that you'll see me in other videos when I do make those over. So, but here the bow on this was a little cheap as well, so I decided to remove it, and I had my little buffalo ribbon. This was from the fall from Hobby Lobby, and I just got it really cheap. I think I got it at 75% off or something. I can't remember. But I make the bow the same way that I did in the other project, the first one. It's just a little smaller. This one I just wrapped around a couple extra times. I probably should have did with the first one, but I didn't think about it until I got this one. I made this one. And so I'm just trying to adjust where that wire is going because it wasn't in the center. So now that it's centered, I'm giving it some good twist, just like I did the last one. And I'm going to cut these beautiful tails at an angle. Y'all, it's kind of late. I'm sleepy, and I'm sorry. But here I just add a little hot glue to the stick and add that bow right underneath him. If y'all don't know, I absolutely love buffalo check. So I bought this one piece styrofoam floral foam, and it was too big. And I'd also purchased these 4 pieces, and it was actually the exact width that I needed. So it wasn't the length that I needed. So I just actually hot glue 3 of them together. My glue was on high, but had I known I had to do this beforehand, I would have just had the low temperature on the heat. It kind of took a little bit longer to dry than I wanted, but it's okay. So I added all of it in there, as you see, and I'm just kind of playing with where the bunny is going to be, and see if this is where I like it. So I think I do move the bunny head around numerous times, but here I'm just trying to add some florals in there. I realized that it was standing too tall to the camera where you really couldn't see anything. So here I am trying to be at a better angle with these and beautiful flowers as I insert them in. Now, I think this would actually look great with so many varieties of florals. And once I've got them all there, I all inside. I take it and I wrap some of this 2.5-inch buffalo check to the back. You see that hole up towards the top? That's where you can hang it on the wall or whatever with on a nail or hook. Probably a nail would be better. If you wanted to, you could cover the back with some paper or felt, just a variety of things, just to cover it up so it wouldn't scratch your wall potentially. So I wanted to kind of give this a gathered look, since I was gonna put a bow on it. And so I'm just taking some of this floral wire, and I'm not going to press down a lot because I didn't want the ribbon to pop off. I just wanted to make it look a little natural. And I would have done, I don't know what I was thinking, y'all, when I did this bow. I think at first I was thinking I was just gonna add the loops on there, and then I realized, no, I need to add some tails too. But I guess either way, you could add the tails or no tails. Absolutely up to you. I went ahead and added some tails just because I love my bow to have some tails. And you could also use a 1.5-inch ribbon. I think that would be very beautiful as well. Or you could actually use a burlap, 2.5-inch burlap with another color, a 1.5-inch ribbon to lay on top of it. And I think that would be very pretty too. So this is when I'm like, okay, I need to make some tails. And you see here, I'm just lining them up, and then I'll fold them over and cut it at a diagonal to give me those dovetails. And then I'm just finding the middle here and pinching it so I can make sure I have it attached to the loops to make a nice bow. Now, if you want to do just a bow, I actually embellish it with one of those small flowers from my DIY number 2. But you can cover it up in the middle if you want to. But like I said, I'm going to use a little flower so I don't cover it up. And then I hot glue it right where that ribbon is pinched to make it have that natural look to it. I really love how this turned out. I love the milk cans, and I just think this is just so gorgeous. So here's the final review. I hope you enjoyed these beautiful pieces. I know I love them. Absolutely adore them. And I hope you guys have a very blessed week.